Hi, and welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 12, Keyboard Input, Bubble 4. Today we're going to talk about moving sprites. You can change your sprite's position based on key presses in the same way you change its animation. To do this, you are going to add an if statement inside of the draw loop. Again, it needs to be inside the draw loop. You're going to check whether the right arrow key has been pressed down, and you're going to add code inside that conditional to move the sprite right if the right arrow is down. So do you need to change the sprite's X or Y property to move it right? So again, remember, if we're moving something left and right, are we using the X property or the Y property? Think. That's right. We are going to use the X property because we're moving around or across the X-axis. If we were moving up and down, it would be the Y property. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Here they have a ladybug, and it's obvious, if I run this, a ladybug appears. And they want us to say, hey, if the arrow key moving right is being pressed, we're going to move that ladybug over to the right. So we need an if statement. So I'm going to go to controls, and I'm going to put it right here where it tells me on line 10. And I'm going to say if the key is being pressed down, so I'm going to do key down. And do I want up? No, I want right. So if the key down is right, I'm going to move my ladybug over. So I need a few things. I need sprite.x. And remember, my sprite is in fact called bug because that's what my variable is. So bug.x equals, and now I'm adding to the x value. Again, this is where we talked about the draw function and how we're creating that counter of moving left or right. In this case, we're moving right, so we need to add to the x value every time we click on the right arrow. So I need math. I'm going to use the plus sign. And now I'm adding to the x value, so I need to find sprites here. I'm going to do sprite.x again. And remember, it's going to be bug, because that's the name of my sprite. .x, and I'm going to add 1 to it. So when I reset and run, okay, so hopefully when I click on the right arrow, it's going to move the bug over to the right 1 pixel every time I click. There we go. Now if I hold the mouse down, it actually moves all the way across. What happens if you want your bug to move faster than 1 pixel every time you have the right arrow key down? Well, you need to change the value. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to change it to like 4. Reset. And there we go. So when I hit the right key, the arrow key, it should move right 4 pixels every time I hit that button. And that is Moving Sprites, Bubble 4, Lesson 12.